Hey Jeffrey, how you doing? Hope you're having a great time out at the leadership meeting in San Diego. Wish we were there. Hopefully next year we can be there. I'm sure it's beautiful out there. It's me, Chris, and Emily's going to be on in a couple of minutes. But I just wanted to run a Zoom for you, just to quickly kind of highlight what we put together for you on a Zoom. I know you've got the capture page and you can go through the whole thing, which is right here, of course. But I want to give you the genesis of essentially why we built this. We are, as you probably know, we are a digital marketing agency and we're experts at it. We have a team of 7 people and we are all about marketing, but we're also solar sales consultants. And over the last year, we've been working real hard at learning the industry. We feel we understand it pretty well. And we're learning all the time. And I can tell you right now, the Powur platform is who we have chosen to do our business with, because there's just simply no better platform that exists that we could find in the entire industry. But one of the common themes with whatever company you may be with is you can have an incredible platform, which Powur does. In fact, we have the enterprise edition, which allows us to recruit people into our enterprise portal, and we have some team members. And one of the things that we have found, that whether it be all of these people that we are now recruiting in the last 2 or 3 months that are coming aboard, and any other solar agent that we have spoken to in the industry, they always kind of have an overlying theme, or how can we do a couple different things better, and what would make our life easier as a solar sales consultant. And that's essentially why we, as marketing experts, decided to come up with a platform designed not only for just ourselves or our own team that you're looking at right here, but why not come up with a platform, a lead generation system that's not just designed for us, but it's actually designed for the whole community, or anybody that's interested in actually having a system, a marketing system, all done for you. And really the reason is because no matter how great, again, the system is, and Powur has the best platform that's out there, is where am I going to get leads? And then not so much the lead itself, but how am I actually going to nurture that lead and actually get somebody to show up for a meeting, whether that be virtual or whether that be in-house. And that is the struggles that solar agents have today, because simply there's just not enough time in the day to do it all. So we created what's called the Solar Lead Generator. And it's essentially a done for you, completely automated lead nurturing system. Essentially, it's your personal marketing agency. And so I just want to touch on a couple things in here to kind of go through what we've discovered over the last year, and things that I've already known in the businesses that I've been in. I've owned 4 different agencies, 2 traditional brick and mortar insurance agencies. And the things that we've always understood as, no matter how good your product is, if you don't have leads and you don't get sales, it doesn't matter how great your product is. So what we've discovered is the traditional solar sales consultant, this is essentially like their activities, okay, what they would normally do in a normal day. And what would they go out there and do? Well, of course, you're going to hit your warm market, and which is great. We all recommend that. I being an insurance agent and an agency owner in the digital space, always kind of know you kind of start out with, your warm market, but the reality is it doesn't last forever. The warm market kind of dries up. So one of the things that I didn't understand about a year and a half ago was that in the solar industry, there is a couple of big ways to market. And it's called canvassing or door knocking. And it's an exercise that you can repeat again and again, and it just essentially becomes part of your daily activity. But you need to have those team on your behalf to be able to do this. So what are the other ways to actually get business? Well, of course, getting referrals, that's important. So how do we do that in an effective way? You can buy leads, you could do that as well. But that's kind of a tricky proposition when you're out there buying regurgitated leads. You're not sure if the leads are good. And then even if you get the leads, you're sort of wondering, well, how am I going to process these leads? Am I going to call them? What am I going to do? So these are activities that the typical agent would go through in the solar space. And it simply takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort to do this, which the reality is most people want to try to have work-life balance. And if you have a family, it's very difficult to find the time to be able to do everything. So if you could have an all for you, done for you service that essentially, bottom line, and this is what everybody wants, I want leads, but not only leads, I want nurtured leads, qualified prospects sitting in front of me where I can spend the majority of my time making sales one after another, whether that be virtually on a Zoom call or whether that be in-house. And that takes a lot of time, that takes a lot of effort if you don't actually have the systems in place to do it. So again, we're not suggesting, okay, to do anything different. Okay, we in fact we suggest to keep doing what you're doing. But again, allow me to clarify before we go any further. We're not telling you or anybody or suggesting to anybody at all to stop doing proven methods, because we know that door knocking works. But there is time, there's effort, and there's a lot of money that goes into door knocking if you do it correctly, because you have to pay your setters, the people that are doing the door knocking, which can get really, really expensive. So we found a way that you can, if you want to continue door knocking, you can do it, but using the system that we have will just make you that much more effective and that much more powerful. But let's say, what if you wanted more success? How do you do it? Well, how do you find the time to do it? That's really the question. It's all about time. And what, like I said, when it comes back to the work-life balance, usually if you're going to go over the top, when it comes to the work kind of stuff, usually you're going to lack in another area, which is the family part. And nobody really wants to do that. We want to have balance in our lives, and simply we want to go to work. We want to make sales. And have a system that essentially generates leads, nurtures leads, and does everything for us. And it sounds like something that simply just can't be done because it doesn't exist. But the reality is, with technology today, it actually does exist. So how do you create the time to not only keep up with your current business, but also grow it, which is essentially what we've been talking about. As we said, there are only 24 hours in a day. The consultant's time is limited. Time management is critical. It's kind of difficult. Organizational skills are also extremely critical. Staying up with your industry is critical. Honing your business skills is critical. Learning new technology to grow your business is also critical. And also becoming a leader and leading your sales force to success is also critical. That's a lot to do inside of a 24-hour day. That's actually like probably working 20 hours out of 24 hours. So it gets pretty difficult to be able to juggle and manage all of this, because you're not only selling solar systems, but you're working on all of the marketing and all the things that you have to do to create that possibility of actually getting a warm prospect that is interested. That is a lot of time that has to be spent. So again, bottom line, there's only so many hours in the day. I think we can all agree on that. It's hard work and it requires a great deal of time. The cost for customer acquisition is extremely expensive when you look time in and dollars out. So as a consequence, and this is just the reality of where it is, most solar sales consultants find themselves hitting a wall in their sales growth. It just happens. And I know this because I've talked to literally hundreds of agents. And thus it kind of places a cap on their income potential. What if there was a better way? Okay. How often does the solar consultant ask themselves, how can I do more? Or what else can I do to explode my income? Well, you basically really bottom line is you got to sell more. But how do I sell more if I'm spending all my time marketing? And then after I'm marketing, then I'm building systems, then I'm managing it. Now, Powur has an amazing follow through system, which is incredible. But again, there's only so many hours in the day, and that becomes essentially a problem. So the system that essentially we created allows you to make more sales, and you don't have to spend all the time trying to figure out how to do it, which in a lot of cases requires a lot of tech skill. So, and a lot of people are just like, I'd love to have this amazing, internet tech skill to be able to generate leads on autopilot, but does it really exist? And if it did exist, I don't think I'm a tech guy, and I don't think I could actually do it. Well, the reality is you got to have more leads, okay, to have more sales. We understand that. More recruiting, that's also important. That takes time. More ambassadors, we all want more ambassadors. So we have a part of our system is designed to actually bring you ambassadors. And then ultimately more sales equals more profit. So more opportunities to generate more business through ideas, innovation, and marketing. And that's essentially what our system is able to do. It's able to tie everything together, where on the front end, you have a complete sales and marketing system in a box that is essentially just to being honest with everybody, this is a multi-million-dollar piece of technology that wasn't really even available a couple of years ago. It is today, and you can actually get this system. So I'm going to kind of let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. You can actually get this system. The problem is you get it with essentially a blank canvas. And then you're told, okay, so you're in the what business? The solar business. And then you have to spend, as they always make it sound, oh, you could set it up in 5 minutes. Well, it really doesn't work that way. So we've built this entire marketing system specifically for solar agents at Powur. And this is actually what the interface looks like. I'm not going to go into all the details. I'm actually going to have Emily in just a few minutes. She's actually going to go through that. But like I said, we said, hey, if we're going to be successful, why not try to help not just our team members here and not share this with anybody? Why would we not want to try to help all the Powur agents, or at least the Powur agents that want to, as we're saying, power up and actually take their business to a whole nother level? And then, as I said before, it kind of comes down to, oh, this is going to be a lot of tech. I'm going to have to learn a lot of different things. Well, I'm also including with what I'm sending you the actual funnel, so you can look at all of the details and all of the things that we can do. In fact, we've actually put the whole system together where, if done properly and used properly, we can actually show the agents or your downlines or your recruits how they can actually help offset the cost of the system. So it wasn't just coming up with an idea, an all-inclusive system that can actually generate leads, okay, on autopilot and put warm bodies in seats. It wasn't just that. It was something, it was more than that. It was something that could actually help the entire, again, Powur community. And this is what we've actually developed. It actually took about 3 months to develop. It is a multi-million-dollar piece of technology. As far as us putting it together, as I said, we designed this specifically for solar, which is the niche that we're in, so to speak. And then we even more specifically, we designed it for Powur and Powur reps. So as you go through this funnel, which you can take your time and you can go through, I think you're going to notice that we've actually covered pretty much all the bases, if not all of them. Now, we're hoping to get some feedback from you as soon as possible when you return from your trip, but we wanted to at least get this to you in your hands so you could check it out And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm actually going to have Emily, and she is actually going to come in and she is actually going to show us some details of how the system works. And let's get into that. Hey, Emily, were you able?
Hi, Chris.
Hey there, how you doing? Were you able to take a break and spend a couple minutes with us and Jeffrey?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool, cool. This is great. So, Jeffrey, what we're gonna have Emily do, her team, she's the Chief Technology Officer for our company, and she's the one and her team that has put a lot of these automations and this technology together. And she's obviously the perfect person to give us kind of a run through on how the system works. We're not going to try to go into too much crazy detail, but we thought it was important that even though you know that the ultimate thing here is, get me live people that are qualified that want to buy solar. That's the ultimate. That's what we're doing. But it's important to also know, how is this stuff all working? How does it work? So Emily's the tech genius basically behind this and her team, and she's going to do a little run through. How does that sound, Em? You ready to rock and roll here?
That sounds great. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So let's jump in first and let's take a look at the Launchpad and some features that we have that are beneficial to solar sales agents. The first one's going to be our mobile app. This will allow you to connect with leads on the go in the system. We have a Facebook Connect, so you can continue to connect with them in your Facebook Messenger through our system.
Very cool.
We have a chat widget, which you can use, on your website or funnel to connect with leads. We have a WordPress site. We do a lot of different site building and SEO tools we use. Here's an example. This is a Solar Wizard. It's a highly converting website that we have. With this wizard, it allows homeowners to get an example of cost, and we find that when they use this, they often are more engaged.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Absolutely.
we'll look at our dashboard. This is where all your analytics and metrics are going to be on your leads. So whether you close the deal, you lost the deal, they're open, this is where you're going to find that. Conversations, this is where you're going to be in most of your time conversing with your lead. Now, a lot of this is on automation for you. So you don't have to communicate.
Well, you
I
still,
think I
the
messed that up.
reality is there is so much automation and AI technology that's in here that we built into the system. But the reality is whenever somebody tells you everything is AI and there's no human interaction, that's not totally 100% true. We could make it like that, and the system for the most part works like that, probably at 90%. But on occasion, you may want to actually have a conversation with somebody, and there's a green button up in the upper right where you can actually call them on the fly. You could push that, or down where it says SMS or email. This is the actual flow that's coming in, right, Em? Where
That's
it's
correct.
coming into their email, in their texting, and then this is the interface, correct, Em, for the actual reps. So they're not sitting on their phone trying to, manually fly in their phone and figure out how to do it. It's all in one console, correct?
That's correct. And another thing that should be noted here is you have different contact fields. And in the custom fields, we actually have where you can upload your solar link so you can instantly send that link on the fly to your lead without having to go into your Powur system, copy it, and send it off. So
Oh,
there you
wow.
go, right there. So it helps save time. You'll also have the ability to upload your ambassador join link, so you can send that on the go. Even your educational links, any link you have from Powur, you can instantly send it on the go.
Wow.
This is calendars. So this is where all your appointments are going to be. And you have plenty of different calendars, whether it's a discovery call, a proposal, follow up. Maybe you're meeting with a potential seller for your downline. Take a quick look. You can have as many calendars in here as you want, and they are all connected to Zoom. So they'll send out dynamic Zoom links. You don't have to worry about it. They all connect to your Google Calendar. So you don't have to worry about, multiple bookings. Here's kind of a look at
Everything syncs, correct? Yeah.
everything syncs, and it's all done for you. So this is, what your prospect will look like when they're going to book an appointment. All these are pre-built, pre-done. You don't have to worry about it. They pick a time, they enter their information. We even have a drop-down option for whether they filled out their proposal. If this is no, we have automations to get that information from them. Here's your Powur movement. This is your team calendar for going after sellers or ambassadors. This would be a great calendar to use for realtors, construction workers, architects, roofers, trying to build your lead lists. This is your contact bar. This is where you'll be able to find all of your contacts. This is where you're going to upload. If you had a lead list, this is where you're going to upload it into our system, and you have the ability to add it to a workflow or a campaign. This is
and this is something that they can do, but we also have the ability to do it for them as well, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. We can do it for you, or you can do it yourself, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
This is actually inside the contact. This is where all the contact information is going to be stored. Their name, address, whether it's a residential or a commercial build, the lead source,
very cool.
Site info, all your site info, you can get it on the fly and have it saved in here. Project people, who's selling, who's the manager, all of this is all going to be in here for you. We have opportunities. This is probably the most important right here. We have a pre-sale opportunity pipeline. This is basically your prospecting outreach. This is all of your campaigns for nurturing, database reactivation. All of that is in there. We also have your developing. This is where you have your notifications for a missed call, text back. This is where we have an FAQ AI bot that actually is able to answer some of your contacts' frequently asked questions, so you don't have to waste time doing that. There's also a appointment scheduler, so you don't have to waste time conversing, trying to get the lead to book an appointment and booking it yourself. We have an automated bot that will do that for you. This is in calendar. So this is going to be all of your calendar sequences, whether they scheduled, they showed up, they didn't show up, whether they're interested or not interested. Do they qualify? Are they ready to buy? Whether they're a sale or a no sale, all of that is in here. We have post sale. This is just a simple reminder for what stage they are at. And we have based it off of Powur's post-sale process. And we also have a send review request in here. This, I believe, would be great for solar agents to be able to get feedback from their customers, how they did. Great to post on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Reviews, testimonials, for sure.
Absolutely. This is ambassador program. This is for trying to get ambassador leads, whether you're wanting to get a homeowner to give you more leads, or you want to build a relationship with a partner like a realtor. We have a campaign in here for that. We can go ahead and go into opportunities, and this is where you're going to do most of the work, because everything has been done for you in a way where all you have to do is move the card. It's pretty easy. You just move
that's
the
what
card.
makes it easy. So again, we're showing you all the back end of the things that are happening again on the back end, but the Powur rep does it actually have to go build that because we did all the heavy lifting already. They're really, as you like you said, they're just going to spend most of their time in the pipelines and seeing leads come in, and then their responsibility is to what? Just move
Just
the card,
move the
right?
card. Just move the card. It's pretty simple. Um, this is a great feature. This is marketing. So this is where you're going to be able to add all of your social media accounts, and you can actually schedule posts. So you can schedule posts to go out, to Facebook and Instagram and your LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. We also have email templates, and there's already pre-built email templates for you. This is an example of what they look like. They're all branded to Powur, so you can take a look at that. These are all your text and some other email templates for your campaigns. Just go through real quick. There's quite a bit of them, as you can see. Again, these are all done for you. So you don't have to write these yourself. You don't have to hire a copywriter. It has all been done for you.
Wow, fantastic.
This is where all the magic happens that makes it to where all you have to do is move a card. This is automations. So you have pre-sale, developing, in-calendar, post-sale, ambassador program, and seller program. Let's take a look at the pre-sale. As you can see, we have SMS and email drip campaign, SMS and email blast marketing campaigns, database reactivation. Go ahead and take a look at one of these. This is an SMS and an email drip campaign. The total duration of this campaign is 30 to 45 days, in which it's just dripping, messaging on them, trying to get them to engage.
And this would be somebody that actually booked a call. This is maybe we're just dripping on them on a longer sequence on somebody that maybe hasn't engaged. We have some information on them and we could just drip on them.
That's correct. And this one is great if you have a list of leads that you never really went after. You can go ahead and set them, in this automation, and it will do the work for you to try to get them to engage.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Because
Yeah.
if you had to try to figure out how to do it yourself, or remember to use your Outlook and your Gmail to send this, it would be pretty much
It'd be a process.
It'd be a process or basically impossible.
Right. So instead of you having to manually do it to every single lead, you just simply upload your lead list, set them on a campaign, and then it does the work for you.
Awesome.
Okay, this is our second workflow. This is developing in Contact. So this is where I'm going to show you the FAQ AI response sequence so you can get a look at how that works. So anytime a customer replies, if it's any of these messaging, and more can be added to this, but so far we have how much will it cost, and it will instantly send them a message to click the link to fill out a proposal form. Can I cancel? They'll get a message for them to cancel and reschedule their appointment. Reschedule link. All of this is automated, so you don't have to nurture the lead. It does it for you. So next up we have the in-calendar confirmation and reminder sequences. These are all your calendar sequences for when somebody books an appointment, to make sure it helps nurture them to that call, to make sure they show up. So they'll get an initial confirmation, then they'll get a reminder 1 day before your appointment, and then they'll also get a reminder 1 hour before your appointment. And each of these reminders contains the Zoom link. Because one of the problems people have is you send them the appointment confirmation, 3 days before the appointment, and they can't find the link, and that can cause you to lose that call.
Right.
So
right. So these are dynamic links. So they change every time a new prospect comes into the system. It's a dynamic link that's actually spun off and then actually shows up in all of these reminder sequences, whether it be email or text or anything like that, which is incredible. This is part of the also part of the real magic of actually getting people to show up, because without this, your show up rate becomes really extremely low. Let's just put it like that. So,
Right.
and this system contacts them immediately and gets them engaged and moving through the system. So, fantastic, Em. Fantastic.
Yes. And it's also got a built-in notification for the solar sales agent 30 minutes before, as a reminder, so they don't forget. Because that can happen too. You're out and about, you forget about it, bam, you got a reminder. This is the post-sale process. So take a look at this pipeline. This is the contract sign stage. So it'll send them a message congratulating them, and then it'll wait the typical 5 days. And then it'll send a notification making sure that, their system is moving smoothly through the process. Let's take a look at, okay, this is sites. So this is where you have the opportunity to, have funnels and websites built for you, or you can build your own. You also have the option to have your own custom forms, which we have already pre-built in here. Many different forms that you can use for your prospects. This is a funnel that we have built in here as an example. You can see, pretty cool. These are your forms. As you can see, there's already done for you. You don't have to do them. You just simply use them. Here's one of them. Here's a solar proposal form. It can capture their first name, last name, contact information, address, roof type, roof age, any question you would want to know, you can have it in here. And most of these are already done for you, so you don't have to worry about it.
But if you wanted to customize it a little bit differently for yourself, you could.
You absolutely can. That's right. You can actually choose by custom fields that we already have over here. If you want to know, the roof type, mounting preference, if they have an HOA, all of this you can use.
Yep.
Here is your reputation management. This is where you're going to find your reviews, how many reviews you have, what are the ratings, whether their average is positive sentiment or negative. This is where you're going to find all of those analytics. You can request a review here. If you have an old lead that you have installed, you'd sold solar, you can go ahead and request a review from them, just to, get more business or help grow your business. You can choose the messaging they see, email, and text, the coloring.
So this is a way to save a lot of time and asking for a review. You can just send out a link to X amount of people, and automatically within a very short period of time, you get as many reviews as you want. With the idea of, as you may want to send it to the people that really loved what you did.
Right.
Because maybe that one client or that one prospect, it didn't go quite so well. So,
that's exactly right.
But now you have the control over the system to be able to dictate how this happens. So, which is really cool. Good job, Em.
Yeah. This is your reporting. So this is where you can see all your booked appointments, your confirmed, whether they showed up, they didn't show, they canceled, what channel did they come through, the source, outcome of that meeting, whether, they bought, they didn't buy, this is all your reporting. And I'm also going to note in here that we have the Powur login pre-built. So if you click on this tab, it will open your Powur sign in, and you'll be able to sign in, and you'll be able to go right into Powur from there.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So
That's what the team's been working on. I think it's pretty cool. Big time saver.
Yeah, massive time saver. And again, Jeffrey, we wanted you to be able to see the back end. I know some of it is might be just like where your eyes are rolling the back of your head because it's like, I don't need to know all this. But we felt it's important for you to understand what's going on in the background, but also understanding whether it's yourself or whether it's a team member or whatever the case may be. Truly, as long as they can turn on their computer, okay, they can log into the site, which will have their own username and login, and they can turn it on and start accepting leads, through the system and have them pushed into the system. The leads are pushed in a lot of different ways to get the leads in there, and you can actually look at the funnel and you can kind of see all the different ways we can generate the leads into the system. But then the system essentially, as Emily was saying, correct, but the system basically just takes over and
That's right.
nurtures that lead directly to you. So you could do what? You're basically spending your time giving presentations, closing deals, building solar systems, and not spending the majority of your time trying to figure out how to get more leads. And if you do get leads, how do I get them to show up for meetings? And as I think I mentioned earlier, even though this may be looked at as a system that's just for the high techie people, it's not really true. This is actually going to work perfectly for somebody that maybe is doing door knocking as well. So if you're door knocking or you're canvassing, this system can also be used for that as well. One of the big things, Em, that I really love that we developed, if you might want to show them, which is the black question mark up there, because we're
Oh,
really
yeah.
big into support and understanding how the system works. So if somebody gets real aggressive and I'm a techie guy and I want to kind of do something on my own, you certainly can. Okay, we built it so you don't have to, but you can just jump into anything in there, Em, and you can kind of show essentially kind of what you get. This isn't something
Right.
that normally you get. We essentially built out all of these instructions. So you can either read what you do, or you can press the video and you actually have what's called, this is the way a lot of people learn. They learn from watching videos, okay? Like a step-by-step video. So this is the actual verbiage. So you could just sort of read it and it'll tell you what to do. But you can also just click the video and we'll walk you through each step on how to actually do it, which is pretty cool. And that's just something that we developed and incorporated into this all-inclusive system for you. And
Right. And
one
we
other,
also have a contact us if it's something that you don't see here and you need help with. You can go ahead and, you know, let us know what it is and we'll take care of it.
well, awesome, Emily. Thank you for taking the time, Emily, to showcase the system and the guts of the system, basically. And Jeffrey, hope you're having a wonderful time out at the leadership meeting in San Diego. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, like quick questions, feel free to, go ahead and shoot us an email or a text, because we know how to accept all that and process all of those. And we look forward to chatting with you and the Powur community after your meeting in San Diego. And hope the weather's great. And we'll talk to all you guys soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.